Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the University of Adelaide graduation ceremony. This morning's ceremony is for graduates from the Faculty of Health and Medical Sciences. The ceremony will commence very shortly. The university has a contract photographer to provide photography services during the ceremony. We are also recording a live stream film of the ceremony, which will also be available to download from the university website. As such, if you wish to take photos or videos, we would ask that you do so discreetly from your seat, and please make sure you do not use flash. To maintain the ceremony's sense of occasion, we would ask that you all please take a minute to check that your phones are switched off or on silent. Great. Now, obviously with COVID, anyone with symptoms or who has tested positive, we would ask that you please leave. As I said, there is the live stream recording available to watch and will also be available at a later date. Masks are strongly recommended. Or any other drink bottles, please keep them sealed for the duration of the ceremony until you are back outside. In the case of emergency, please follow the direction of staff members who are in black or white polos, or some of them are also in graduation gowns. The assembly point is the Goodman Crescent Lawns, which is to the western side of Bonython Hall, and the evacuation plan can be found on page 9 of the program. For safety reasons, guests are not to enter the galleries upstairs, and please do not sit on steps or aisles, either down or upstairs in the balcony. So thank you very much, and please enjoy the ceremony. The academic procession is about to enter the hall. We will be singing the National Anthem, the words of which are on page 8 of the program. Please now stand for the academic procession and remain standing for the National Anthem if you are able.
Good morning, everyone. I, Janet Finlay, University of Adelaide Council Member and Risk Committee Chair, declare open this congregation convened for the purpose of presenting degrees. Distinguished guests, parents, relatives, friends, and especially graduates, welcome to the University of Adelaide's graduation ceremony. What a delight to see so many smiling faces in the hall today. We acknowledge the Kaurna people, past and present, the original custodians of the Adelaide Plains and thus of the land on which the University of Adelaide campuses are built. We acknowledge the Kaurna people's ongoing spiritual connection with this land. Graduates, your graduation is an event in which you and your family and friends can take great pride. It is also a source of pride and satisfaction for the university. Graduation Day is an opportunity for you to reflect both on the past and on your future. This day may well signal a significant change in direction in your life. Whatever directions your life may take from here, the knowledge that you have acquired and the skills that you have learned and developed here should stand you in good stead, not only in your working and professional life, but we hope in all aspects of your future life. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce to you today our graduation orator, Dr. Christopher Moy. Dr. Moy is a graduate of the University of Adelaide and has been a general practitioner for over 25 years. Chris is the current Federal Australian Medical Association Vice President, and prior to this was chair of their Federal Ethics and Medico-Legal Committee. He is also the immediate past president of the Australian Medical Association of South Australia. In 2015, Chris was inducted into the AMA Roll of Fellows. He has had a long involvement in advancing aged and end-of-life care, including on the expert advisory panel of the SA Advanced Directives Review, the SA Health End-of-Life Decision-Making Project, and the GP Partners GP Palliative Care Shared Care Program. He was also recently appointed as chair of the SA Voluntary Assisted Dying Implementation Task Force. Such valuable work that he's undertaking there. The aspiration of making a patient's advanced care directive available alongside their health information led to Chris's significant involvement in telehealth, in advances in digital health in Australia, particularly the My Health Record, telehealth and electronic prescribing. He is currently a senior clinical reference lead for the Australian Digital Health Agency, as well as being a member of its Privacy and Security Advisory Committee. We are very privileged to hear him speak today and very fortunate that he was able to fit it into his very busy schedule. Please welcome Dr. Christopher Moy.
I acknowledge that this land that we meet on today is the traditional lands of the Kaurna people and that we respect their spiritual relationship with the country. I also acknowledge the Kaurna people as the custodians of the Adelaide region and that their cultural and heritage beliefs are still as important to the living Kaurna people today. I'd firstly like to acknowledge the Chair of the Risk Committee and University Council Member, Ms Janet Finlay, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Academic Vice President, Professor Jenny Shaw, distinguished guests, members of staff, and especially today's graduates and their families. Thank you for giving me the honour of sharing this important day with you. As I see the beautiful red leaves falling from the trees now, I realise that I am very much in the autumn of both my leadership positions and my career. To the graduates, when I think back to when I was sitting where you are now 31 years ago in this very building, which I appreciate much more as time goes on, it seems like another world, in fact, another me. I remember feeling excited, but also scared and daunted in facing my responsibilities in a big world and looking forward to a very humble and quiet career doing my best for my patients as a general practitioner. In fact, I had just won the Nicest Person Award at our Valedictory dinner, which would, based on record, have actually consigned me to a quiet life, which I would have been very happy about. But now I think back to a quote from a movie called The Natural, in which the main character makes a quote which I now totally understand. Life didn't turn out the way I expected. So today, in my role in firstly congratulating you on your great achievement in graduating today, but also offering you some advice based on my own personal reflections of a career in health, I would like to turn to a quote from my preferred great philosopher, who I also referred to last year, Ferris Bueller, from the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, who said, the question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do? In reflecting initially on what happened to me after I graduated, I was very much that quiet GP who was just trying to do their job. And I was actually extremely averse to taking on any leadership position at all, despite something which happened along the way which I hadn't expected, which was that I had developed a really growing and, I'm afraid, seething frustration within me about various aspects of the world which I lived in and worked in. For me, in looking after, I was looking after a lot of aged care patients in aged care facilities, and for me, looking after these patients, I was seeing my frail, elderly patients who I can see one day becoming one of those at some stage, who I recognise were at the end of their lives, being treated without dignity, very much prisoners of a health system which often shunted them between a nursing home and hospital, completely against their wishes and completely at odds with their right to self-determination. Just because this is what the medical protocol said and not what they actually wanted. And this often delivered them into a very cold clinical health system which, while doing things by the book, often treated them more like a diagnosis or a number than a human being. Often more focused on fixing a problem than actually providing palliation for them as a human being when they were obviously dying. So this was finally the motivation for me to actually stop whinging, which I was doing a lot of at that stage in my life, to actually get involved. Initially in very small ways and in the development of little policies, local policies, firstly in advanced care directives, so that people could actually document their wishes so they no longer, when they couldn't express them anymore. But also later in understanding there was no point having this documentation if it wasn't available at the point of medical care, and understanding the need to be involved in progressing digital and electronic health communication so that information could be where and when it was needed. So I must say for many years my experience in getting involved was incredibly frustrating. For me the problem seemed so obvious, but everything seemed to be so slow to progress. And that is why I think TV shows such as Yes Minister and Utopia, and look them up if you haven't watched them, strike such a chord because unfortunately they are so close to the truth about how governments, organisations, projects, committees and meetings, worst of all, actually function. In meetings, I always felt like I was a grumpy zealot in those meetings, frustrated with progress and seeing only conservatism ruling over action. However, 2 years ago, I had just taken over my role of President of AMA in South Australia, and something happened which actually turned it all on its head. Up until then, I had often pondered in my frustrations and meetings that what was needed was the threat of an alien attack to light the fire for action within our world. Instead, we got a pandemic. And I've got to say, there were times then when knowing what I knew, I felt extreme fear about what was about to happen. And I think back to what it felt like back then. We were all scared for our loved ones and maybe ourselves as well. And what I saw then was something amazing. I saw the best in people and in humanity. COVID focused the mind, and instead of conservatism, we saw action and a spirit of can-do instead of can't. And altruism and the best of people overriding inertia and sometimes self-interest. And we saw things that would have previously taken years to happen coming to fruition, happening overnight. In health, this was things like telehealth appearing, the use of the My Health record, electronic prescribing, which I'd been working on behind the scenes for years, suddenly popped up within months. And for many of these, they will be the lasting positive legacy of COVID. And I remember becoming quite emotional, in fact, when I went for my first COVID test at the Repatriation General Hospital. And feeling actually incredible pride that something so real and professional had been built within weeks of the pandemic occurring. So having been through a career of initially avoiding responsibility and then getting involved and initially being frustrated and then seeing what can be done, what thoughts and inspirations can I give you as graduates? First up, savour every minute. Time will go in a flash. I guarantee that at some stage of your life, however, you'll become frustrated about something in this world. And at that point, you will have a choice. You can either whinge about it and become part of the problem, or you can do something about it. For somebody who was least likely, sitting there 31 years ago, I can tell you, you can change things for the better. And the pandemic has taught us there is a risk of doing something, but there's also sometimes a risk of not doing something. And the difference between these alternate realities could be you and what you do. Be brave and do it with a kind and considerate heart and bring people along rather than just fighting them if you can. And I'll take you back then to the Ferris Bueller's wise words, which the question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do? And along the same lines of being brave in turning thought into action, my daughter, who's currently a university student and just ex-president of the Engineering Society, who run that wonderful pub crawl that just happened on Friday. I love dearly, but sometimes she's a wee bit cocky, and she hates me telling her something after I feel she's being too smart, which is, it's not how intelligent you are, it's what you do with it which counts. So finally, I refer you to the University of Adelaide motto, which is Sub Cruce Lumen, which roughly translated means the light of learning under the Southern Cross, or paraphrased to seek light in recent university promotions. Excuse my rusty Latin, and I hope nobody actually knows too much Latin, but I would like to leave you with the thought that it should be Sub Cruce Lumen, Eta Fac Cum Eo A Liquid, which I believe translates into seek light under the Southern Cross and do something with it. With that, I thank you and offer the graduates my warmest congratulations.
Okay, so on behalf of the graduates and their families attending this morning's ceremony, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Chris Moy for his inspiring address. We are very honoured to have him here with us today, and we thank him for his kind and considerate words. In particular, his words remind us that we never need to stop learning, never stop asking questions, and never forget that medicine is an art as well as a science, practiced by doctors, nurses, and researchers alike, who bring to the bedside and to the bench not only innovation, but also their humanity, determination, and the ability to positively influence the lives of those around them. So it is with passion, courage of conviction, and a strong sense of self that we take our next steps into the world. Remembering you must always have faith in people, but most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself. Please join me once again in thanking Dr. Chris Moy.
The candidates for degree. I call on the Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President Academic.
Ms Janet Finlay, I, Professor Jenny Shaw, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President Academic at the University of Adelaide, certify to you and the whole university that the graduates who will be presented to you have all fulfilled the conditions prescribed for admission to the award for which they are so presented.
Thank you. I, Janet Finlay, University of Adelaide Council Member and Risk Committee Chair, confirm that each graduate is admitted to the rank and privileges of a holder of the award in the University of Adelaide for which they are so presented. I call on the Dean and Head of the Adelaide Medical School, Professor Danny Liu, to present the graduates.
Ms. Janet Finlay, I, Dean and Head of the Adelaide Medical School, Professor Danny Liu, present to you graduates from the Adelaide Medical School to the degree of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Namantha Sonali Abegunasekara. Kavindra Anuk Abeyaratne. Rabia Abu Asi. Oshada Udara Aluwathala. Vidi Arya. Katrin Alexandra Bannister. Adriano Barilla. Gershwin Isaac Singh Bal. Simita Bhattacharjee. Emily Rose Bliss. Thomas Cameron Bristow. Jarida Dali Penman Burgess. Jed Oliver Campbell. Nathan Joseph Capilouti. Sichi Chen. Tien I Cindy Chung. Xinjing Chu. King Sung Samuel Chu. Alyssa Yiying Chua. Darren Chong Chi Wei. April Page De Silva. Jude Jure Dejanovic. Laura Gabriela Di Chiara. Nathan Paul Dignam. Jack Bai Chao Ding. Jack Edward Doney. George Dennis Dunas. Van Me Do. Georgina Agnes Duncan. Andrew Adrian Devunaj. Mithma Ruvindi Akanayaka. Takshin Tikiri Arambola Fernando. Peter Alexander Francis. Kyle Braden Frankie. Christine Gan. John Michael Glenatsis. Ben Goetzer. Edward James Gore. Shahani Alicia Gunasekara. Rishikesh Harish. Nicola Jordan Hayward. Prasanth Naed Janathanan. David Ying Dong Jiang. Alexandra Kay. Patrick Edward Kennewell. Kong Lek Wai Angeline. Fong Ku. Denny Kim. James Kimber. Joshua George Cavor. Henry Lamb. Rebecca K. Langens. Cheryl Wei Yi Law. Ezram Lehman. Yongmin Lee. Alistair William Leslie. Binoth Loganathan Mark. Ashan Majmuda. Louisa Jane Maney. Emily Kate Marriott. Claire Malila McClintock. Holly Christina Moran. Tess Catherine Murray. Peter Haley Musgrove. Amitesh Sai Nagaratnam. Benjamin Weihan Noy. Dylan Nguyen. Harrison John Coles Ninaba. Ella Caroline Ops. Belinda Leslie Ong. Jung Pin Park. Paul Wong Sun Sien. Sachini Nilusha Pereira Kimuntu Dagawe. Liam Joseph Kalumpik. Edward Bernard Pistorius. Madeline Claire Plevey. Kizahanan Rana. Mark Christopher Rosenbilds. Ruiming Alexius Chi. Sushant Saha. Jasprit Kaur Sandhu. Xiao Chung Yi Warren. Samantha Ann Shi. Yiping Sim. Ananya Sinha. Diana Udani Sirwadana. Ricky Gordon Stocker Johns. Jongchu Sung. Caitlin Natisha Sweet. Yue Tan. Zoe Elizabeth Taylor. Jim Shen Tay. Alessio Totani. Vienna Tran. Hannah Jane Twidale. Ayman Nassar Usmani. Abby Lucille Van Voot. Tam Min Thi Vo. Lauren Quinn Tibu. Sophie Victoria White. Zoe May Williams. Tanya Wei Shan Wong. An Wu. Priscilla Su Siu Yi. To the degree of Master of Philosophy, Surgery, for a thesis entitled Anatomical Factors Contributing to Troublesome Dysphagia After Anti-Reflux Surgery, Xiang Wei Gan. To the degree of Master of Philosophy, Clinical Science, for a thesis entitled Management of Bronchiectasis, a Tertiary Healthcare Perspective, Catherine Ann Lawton. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for a thesis entitled The Role of Lipoproteins in Vascular Calcification and Plaque Stabilization, Emma Jill Akers. For a thesis entitled Exploring the Role of Gut Microbiome in Toxicity in Response to Radiotherapy for Head and Neck Cancer, Gayan Hamid Hussein Al-Kamadi. For a thesis entitled Vascular Health in Children and Adolescents with Type 1 Diabetes, the Influence of Exercise, Diet and Metformin, Gemma J. Angela Anderson. For a thesis entitled An Investigation of the Rubicron LC3-associated phagocytosis dysregulation as a therapeutic target in chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases and in response to cigarette smoke exposure, Patrick Fujo Asare. For a thesis entitled Understanding the Intersection Between the Hospital and Patient Microbiome, Anusha Ashokan. For a thesis entitled A Study of Behavioral, Cognitive and Neural Markers Underlying Visuospatial Learning, Toby Martin Branson. For a thesis entitled Strategies for Effective Antenatal Education for Socioeconomically Disadvantaged Women, Julia Ann Dalton. For a thesis entitled Exploring a Patient-Oriented Diet-Focused Treatment Paradigm for Inflammatory Bowel Disease, Alice Sarah Day. For a thesis entitled The Role of Laxatives in Improving Recovery of Gastrointestinal Function After Colorectal Surgery, Nagendra Naidu Dudi Venkata. For a thesis entitled The Combined Treatment and Efficacy of Anti-CD123 CAR T cells with azacitidine for the treatment of acute myeloid leukemia, Nadia El Kawani. For a thesis entitled The Effects of Protein on Gastrointestinal Responses Associated with Energy Intake and Blood Glucose Regulation, a Management Strategy for Obesity and Type 2 Diabetes, Rachel Ann Elivaris. For a thesis entitled Targeting Cognitive Impairment in Parkinson's Disease, Novel Pharmacological and Non-Pharmacological Approaches, Bianca Laura Guglietti. For a thesis entitled The Effects of Amino Acid L-tryptophan alone or with the fatty acid lauric acid on energy intake and postprandial glycemia in health, obesity, and type 2 diabetes, Mariam Haji Shah-Shififi. For a thesis entitled HMG-B1, an immunotherapeutic target for the treatment of neonatal sepsis and associated neuroinflammation, Narissa Lakan. For a thesis entitled Identification of Factors Affecting Access to Kidney Transplant Waiting Lists and Outcomes Among Indigenous Australians, Namrata Kanal. For a thesis entitled Three-Dimensional Regulation, Establishing Novel Linkages Between Non-Coding Genetic Variation and Target Genes, Ning Liu. For a thesis entitled Targeting Fatty Acid Metabolism in Prostate Cancer, Ma Chui Yan. For a thesis entitled The Establishment of a Registry for Juvenile Idiopathic Arthritis Patients in South Australia, Ming Min. For a thesis entitled Vascular Calcification as a Risk Factor for Peripheral Arterial Disease and its Effects on Angiogenesis, Jocelyn Mulangala. For a thesis entitled Macrophages, Myeloma, Mouse Models and Methodologies, Katora Shanae Opperman. For a thesis entitled Metabolic Disruptions in Oocytes and Embryos Modifies DNA and Histone Methylation and Alters Embryonic Development, Alexander David Penn. For a thesis entitled In Utero Exposures and Cardiovascular Disease Risk in 8 to 10-year-old Children and Their Mothers, Michelle Desley Plummer. For a thesis entitled Exploration of the Gut Microbiome as a Predictive Factor for Cancer Treatment-Induced Gastrointestinal Toxicity, Kate Rebecca Seacombe. For a thesis entitled Elucidating the Molecular Mechanisms Underlying Androgen-Regulated Lipid Metabolism in Prostate Cancer, Raj Kumar Shrestha. For a thesis entitled Monitoring Placental Development and Function in the Age of Multiomic High-Throughput Sequencing, Melanie Denise Smith. For a thesis entitled Targeting Cerebral Edema and Elevated Intracranial Pressure in a Preclinical Model of Ischemic Stroke, Annabelle Jane Sorby Adams. Thesis entitled Evaluation of Anti-Cancer Effect of Synthetic and Plant-Based Inhibitors of Aquaporin-1 in Colon Cancer, Yoko Tomita. For a thesis entitled Discovery and Characterization of Yolk Sac-Derived Endothelial Macrophage Progenitor Cells in a Postnatal Murine Tissues, Anna Emily Williamson. For a thesis entitled The Novel Role for ZEP2 as a Lineage Fidelity Checkpoint in Human CD4+ T Cells, Sunwei Wong. For a thesis entitled The Role of Gastrointestinal Function in the Regulation of Postprandial Glycemia and Energy Balance in Health and Type 2 Diabetes, Kong Shi. Thesis entitled CCR1 as a Therapeutic Target in Multiple Myeloma, Preventing Tumor Dissemination and Therapeutic Resistance, Mara Natasha Zajcik. And for a thesis entitled Circadian Rhythms, Intermittent Fasting, Metabolic Health, Li Jun Zhao. Ms. Janet Finlay, this includes the graduates from the Adelaide Medical School.
Ms. Janet Finlay, I, Dean and Head of the Adelaide Nursing School, Associate Professor Frank Donnelly, present to you graduates from the Adelaide Nursing School. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Orthopaedic Nursing, Christy Marie Kelly. Jessica Lauren Crisatelli. And Fiona Moss. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Oncology Nursing, Priya Thomas. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Intensive Care Nursing, Ujwal Adhikari. Sophie Louise Angel. Laura Belitho. Sally Marie Evans. Jessica Louise Flaherty. Anne-Marie Patricia Jeans. Brittany Jacqueline Memler. Cassie Lee Mengler. Alison Jane Morton. Lauren Rebecca Smith. Lindu Jane Victory. Ashley Rose Warner. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Emergency Nursing, Lauren Carmel Arman. Amy Louise Brooke. Ebony Kuzna. Deborah Jane Foster. Kerry Manuel. Louisa Jane Starkey. Kelly Stone. Maria Tatarenko. Amelia Rose Taylor. And Judy Tracy Warbrook. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science Cardiac Nursing, Maria Abigail Arellano Anuvo. Georgina Molly Carmichael. Kunri Lin. Demi Anik Martin. Ryan Smith. Esther Jennifer Treadray. And Rowan Andrea Tulubo. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Anaesthetic and Recovery Nursing, Shudishka Joshi. Teresa Pamela Ludovic. And Mary Joy Mandelans. To the Graduate Diploma in Nursing Science, Acute Care Nursing, Emma Barry. Marie Janine Directo. Kiranjeet Kerr. Emily April Mitchell. Mercia Naidu. Dildar Salat. Kate Elizabeth Shannon. And Kirsty Louise Tonkin. To the Graduate Diploma in Addiction and Mental Health, Anne Mapaku Badabi. And Ilan Wassam. To the degree of Master of Clinical Nursing, Katarina Bavaro. Kate Emily Branson. Christy Marie Brown. Ko-ai Chen. Jin Shen. Ruby Cooper. Carly Jean Cracknell. Amy Jacqueline Demeski. Maria Ferrer. Lauren Ferretti. Caitlin Foster. Annalise Elizabeth Gurman. Alyssa Pia Herman. Kate Victoria Bowen Highfield. Jiao Jiao Hu. Lu Jing Huang. Sanjana Islam. Halima Jaffrey. Jitan Janardanan Pillai Payal. Caitlin Jones. Mabel Dubin. Aran Kumar. Amy Leong. Kayla Ashley Lewis. Yan Lu. Loredana Panozzi. Jessica Ann Park. Samara Lee Promnitz. Samana Saberi Assel. Rika Saini. Imogen Prue Scott. Kavita Bikram Shah. Rochelle Isabel Shannon. Kritika Sharma. Lynn C. Tracy Louise Siebert. Anthony Thomas Snow. And Jubin Joe Thomas. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Self-Management of Adults Living with HIV on Antiretroviral Therapy in Northwest Ethiopia, Habtamu Abiri Areri. And for a thesis entitled Developing and Piloting a Trauma-Informed Yoga Intervention for Anxiety and Depression in Consumers with a Chronic Psychosis or Mood-Based Disorder, Nicole Ann Snaith. Ms Janet Finlay, this concludes the graduates from the Adelaide Nursing School and for this ceremony.
Ms Janet Finlay, University Doctoral Research Medalists are awarded to graduates who have completed outstanding research at doctoral level. This award is the premier award for doctoral candidates at the university. I, Professor Jenny Shaw, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice-President Academic of the University of Adelaide, present to you recipients of the 2021 University Doctoral Research Medal for research in the field of nursing, Lema Nagesa Bulto. And for research in the field of medical sciences, Annabelle Jane Sorby Adams.
It's very exciting. I'm very pleased to present to you Thomas Cameron Bristow, who was presented this morning with the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Thomas Cameron Bristow will now give the valedictory address on behalf of the cohort of graduates who were presented with their awards today. Thank you, Thomas.
Good morning. Academic staff, fellow graduates, family and friends and other honoured guests. My name is Thomas Bristow and it's my honour today to have been asked by the university to deliver today's valedictory address. In preparing this speech, I've had ample opportunity to reflect upon the past 6 years of medical school. From our early days as first years attending our first lectures and tutorials at the Old Med School on Frome Road, to now, as graduated junior doctors, steadily learning to navigate our way through the healthcare system. Although these past 6 years constitute a relatively short period of time in the context of our broader lives, the transformative nature and significance of this time cannot be understated. Medical school is not without significant challenges, which have only been amplified by the events of the past 2 years. The degree is busy and intellectually demanding, and the university appropriately requires a high degree of commitment, professionalism and academic rigour from its pupils. Today's graduation is therefore the culmination of over half a decade of study, dedicated teaching from university and hospital academics and clinicians who've left an indelible mark on our education and therefore our futures, and devoted support from family and friends and other loved ones from here, and in the case of many from abroad as well, during those inevitable peri-exam breakdowns. Time at university is a time of growth academically and personally, and despite the many challenges associated with studying medicine, it's provided me, and I'm sure a lot of other graduates here, with some of our best times and fondest memories, which will last long beyond today. Lifetime friendships formed out of common interest and passion, long summer holidays, countless events shared with classmates who've now become colleagues, memorable placements and experiences in the city and in rural settings, and the opportunity to travel as part of our degree, although not overseas as originally intended. Above all, though, university has provided us with the requisite skills and knowledge needed for all of us to pursue our desired careers in medicine. It has taken us from nervous first years learning how to take a blood pressure in the clinical skills rooms, and has shaped us into analytical and empathic thinkers who can look not just at the medical literature, but at the world around us with critical minds, and thanks to MPPD, with compassion as well. Our education is an invaluable gift, which we've all been very lucky to receive. It gives us the potential to work almost anywhere in the world, doing anything within the sphere of healthcare that we please, giving back to our families and communities in the process. Graduates in this room may choose to work as clinicians in hospitals or in general practice, may choose to work for charity or in the humanitarian sector, in public policy or health administration, or in research, academia or education, or in any combination of these. This diversity of opportunity is the greatest gift in medicine, and as graduates we now have a responsibility to follow our interests, reconcile ourselves to the fact that we are still relatively ignorant of the vast amount of knowledge available to us, to remain curious and strive to be innovative, to empathise with our patients and be gentle with ourselves when we make mistakes, and to continue learning so that we can continue to develop into the best clinicians we can be. All the while taking care to remember that our commitments and relationships outside of medicine are just as important and require as much dedication and attention as our careers. I hope that everybody takes the opportunity today to celebrate our collective achievement in graduating with family and friends. I wish everyone all the best, and congratulations to the graduating class of 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. It now gives me great pleasure to congratulate all of the new graduates here today. Be proud of what you have worked to achieve, and remember those who have supported you to reach this end. I wish you every success as you enter this next exciting stage of your life and career. As graduates of the University of Adelaide, you are also its alumni and ambassadors. Over the years since the university was established, its alumni have made an enormous contribution to the community, both here and throughout the world, and today you join this community of over 150,000 alumni located in more than 147 countries around the globe. We also have 21 global alumni networks, including 8 international networks. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the mace bearer and valedictorian and all who assisted in the organisation and running of today's ceremony. I ask all of the graduates to remain seated, and I invite everyone else here to stand and once again join me in congratulating the graduates on their achievements. Thank you. Will the audience remain standing, and the graduates now please stand for the academic recession. Once the academic recession has left the hall, we ask guests to please remain at your seats until directed to exit by our staff. I now declare this congregation adjourned. Well done, everyone.